Shai,
Awashai, Hashem,
Yahweh Harakah
Abakar
Kodash.
Kodash.
Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. My name is Brother Howard Shai Zion.
Brother Malak.
All right, we coming through in the spirit, power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Due to the circumstances, brothers got to do a feed this way because of the fact, obviously what times we're in. It's just circumspect to not go to highly populated areas or normally once traveled, areas, which is fulfillment of Second Esdras, the 15th chapter. And right now that's what we're kind of dealing with, but we still maintain our faith in Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, even in quarantine, right, brother?
Time. Even in quarantine, brother.
That's right.
Yeah.
You got something to say?
Uh, these times right now was it's a different shift. These devils they know what they getting ready to play out. Basically, what they want to fulfill is their this 5G whole 5G thing. They really want to bring in this RFID microchip. They really want to bring in this caste of society. And this is what they plan. This is what they playing their hands towards. See, these people are lost. They don't know what the hell's going on. But brothers like me, Howard Shazayan, and the brothers around Great Millstone, we know what's going on.
That's
And
right.
the brother and other brothers who are teaching this thing, but mainly Great Millstone, because we've been pushing the chip for a long time, man.
That's right.
And now it's coming to fruition. These people are about to get ramshacked with the RFID microchip.
Hey, speaking of that, shit, let's bring that
Bring
out,
it
brother.
out. Yeah, go ahead, bring it out, brother.
This is Revelation chapter number 13 and verse number let me see, verse number
Start at 15.
yeah, con. All right, con.
15.
So verse 15 it
All right.
says, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed."
All right, now we got to break down what the image is, because what is the image of the beast? What is the image of this revamped Roman Empire push?
Con, it's the same type of you know the same type of American dream type shit that they used to have before. Oh, you could come here,
Right,
you could make all this money. This is the major trade point. This is where it's popping, man. Rome.
right.
You know,
Rome,
this is where the
Rome.
games are being held, man. This is Rome, baby.
That's right, brother. You're absolutely correct. That's why they conquered a lot of different areas that were around them, and they brought them all into one. That's the same thing as America. They brought all of them. They conquered everybody and brought them all into Rome. And where's all the nations at? All in America,
Right.
right? Babylon, right? So guess what? They pose that same thing. They pose that same thing. Live the American dream. They even said at one time you got paved gold streets. Ain't no damn paved gold streets here in America, man.
That's right.
No goddamn way. Nowhere near it, man. I
Yeah.
haven't seen it. Shit, I've been over here my whole damn life.
Yeah, that's right. It really the streets is torn up. You fuck up your car. They make you
Right,
have a car. Pay for gas, which is from oil, and
right,
the oil is fucking from the ground, man. I mean, they're charging motherfuckers, to drive to do shit that's from the earth. That's like me picking up a wad of dirt, being like, "Yo,
right.
brother, give me $15, brother. I'll give you this dirt that comes from the ground."
That's crazy.
That's what
Right.
this devil's doing, man.
Yeah, he charging you on things that the Lord created for free.
Yeah, because he has dominion. Back to
Right.
Job 9:24, the earth is
Well,
given into the hands of the wicked.
there you have it. You like that, brother?
Hey, you like that,
Job
brother?
9, Job 9:24. See that?
Yeah, and that's
No?
that's that's kind of what's happening here. This American dream, the philosophies of America, you know, and all of this shit. Hey, you could come over here and do whatever the fuck you want. I mean, you want to be homosexual? That's fine over here. There's no big deal. You want to commit adultery out in the
Yeah.
open? Like, let it be known I slept with your brother. Like, I don't give
Right.
a fuck.
Right.
And the judge would see that in the American system. They would say, well,
Oh well.
that's how the cookie crumbles, brother.
Yep. You see
What?
that?
What?
Hey, let's name off some of the images that America uh, pushes in that they have these people fall in line to, because that's the image of what you got: homosexuality, you got democracy,
Mm-hmm.
you got bestiality. They like to follow bestiality. That's a part of it too. That's a part because a lot of bestiality is going on over here in America, man.
Oh yeah,
Babylon, man.
of course, man. Yeah, they paying girls and men and everything. You know, they doing
Right?
all that shit.
There's a lot that comes with the image of this beast, which they want the people to follow. They want these sheeple to follow after. You see? And then ultimately when you follow after those images, there comes what? Now there comes, if you want to be a part of it, now here comes in the RFID microchip to keep you flowing with it, to
Right.
keep you a part of the society, to keep you going. You see? So now you
Shalom,
got,
shalom,
yeah,
brother.
hey, Shalom, brother. And now to be a part of the system, you got to take what the system produces. RFID microchip.
That's right.
You see? But go ahead, brother, with that with more of that scripture.
Oh, all right. My
Yeah,
phone
come.
just froze up, but I can.
Oh,
It's
your
st-
phone. Oh, you want me to? I get it. I get it.
it's still there.
Still there?
Yeah.
All right.
But after this, I can't. It's locked in. It's been doing this morning. Shit is
All
crazy.
right. I got it. I got it. I'll take it on.
Where we at?
Uh, verse 15. I'll go down.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll start back from 15.
Oh, go
It
ahead. Go ahead.
says, Revelation chapter 13 and verse 15. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
Mm.
The image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And guess what? Should be killed. And guess what? That's the Israelites. We're not going to bow down to the image of the beast. All right, we're gonna say to hell with this thing. Guillotine. They got guillotine set up. They got goddamn torture rooms set up for people who don't want to take the shit. That's why they have what you call a red list, a blue list, and a yellow list set up for those that who oppose the new world order.
That's right.
Okay, and guess what? The men of the Lord who are teaching this truth, we oppose the new world order. We're not for the new world order.
Yeah,
Okay,
they flat out said that shit on the news. They were like, this new world order that we're gonna be under, and they literally said that shit, right out in the open, man.
right,
Like it wasn't
right,
nothing. Like it wasn't just another day. Like fuck it, man. You know what? Hey,
right.
you know what, man? We not even censoring nothing no more. Fuck it. We just gonna come right out in the open with it, yo.
Yeah,
We just want you in slavery, yo. Fuck that.
that's right. Because
That's
that's
what
their
they're
that's
basically doing.
yeah, because that's their end goal.
That's why I
Their end,
posted something on the book or whatever, and I was like, yo, why don't you just say you're just coming for all the niggas, man? Just
yeah, yeah.
just say it, man. You know what you
Just
want.
it's real, man. Just come out and say it.
Yeah, just
What
come out
is
and say you want all the niggas back in chains. Just say it.
all
Say
right?
you want all the spicks to die and be back in the fucking chains, man.
Come on. I got
Shit's
more.
crazy.
I got more. I'll keep going. Verse back in Revelation 13 and now verse 16. It says, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Go ahead, brother, break it down.
That's right.
Break
That
it down.
mark, the charagma.
Right.
There's gonna be a mark to be able to buy and sell because this is gonna basically cut out all the red tape with the IRS. They're probably gonna do away with the IRS because it's just gonna be automatically deducted from your pay. I mean, that shit's crazy. Then you got people with deductions and 1099 employees or whatever, and they're just taking this money from people, man. But it's mainly just, for revenue. This devil's all about fucking money and control. And through the microchip, RFID chip, he could control you. He could basically monitor your actions, where you are. He could GPS your ass. He could
All right.
shut off your chip. He can do all type of malfunction the chip. He could fuck with your whole life, man. He could make you a slave for life.
Yeah, that chip probably got cyanide in it later on and mess up your skin and everything like that, destroy your insides.
Right.
So pretty much the start of the RFID microchip is pretty much what you go into call a biometric system, right? Which really goes into facial recognition, eye retina scans, fingerprint scans. That's why they want you to get what you call a real ID card, okay, with a damn chip on it as well. All right,
Right.
which
And
is
they
all
said something
bio.
about that's delayed due to
Right.
COVID-19 or some shit. Because they probably figured it out and it was like, you know what? Nah, we got to push that back because
And we gotta get these 5G towers up.
yeah, we're gonna do something else first. You know.
Yeah, once we get these 5G towers up, then we can go ahead and ramp that up as heavy. So now mandatory where you got to get, if you don't have that ID card, all right, you're not going to be, you're not worthy. They'll give your ass a fine. They'll probably lock you up and put your ass in jail or something if you ain't got it,
Yeah,
because it's part of the RFID micro scheme,
that's right.
pretty much. So, they want all of that because everything is going to be logged in on that chip. So because cops going to have a scanner in their car now to where they scan your driver's license. All they got to do is go boop, boop, put your chip, and they scan and find out who you is. That's
Right.
how they got it run. All your information goes into a database system, and that's all where it sits. Like if you look up something on your phone, right, and then the next thing you know, it pops up. Let's say you go on Facebook or some shit like that, right, and it pops up on Facebook. You're like, what the fuck? Like, what the hell? I was just looking this up, and then now it pops up on here because it's all logged in. It's all according to a whole database system to where they know the things that you like, the things that you want. All this stuff is set up that way, and that coincides with that chip.
That's
You
right,
see,
brother. Yeah, that's the chip. The chip is the main prophecy. That's the
right,
prophecy that is going to just kick it all off into gear, where it's World War III, all simultaneously, man. That the chip is
right,
going to be here, then there's going to be all hell breaking loose, man. It's going to be, fucking bananas, man. You know.
right, and that's why I made a video on artificial intelligence because artificial intelligence. When you look at the movie I, Robot, right, they had that movie I, Robot where they had nothing but robots running the whole joint. The humans were kind of like, if you would say, so-called humans were just nowhere to be. They were all what you call slaves to what you call artificial intelligence, and that's basically what they were. But there was a top elite upon it. You see, and then you have movies like Demolition Man, where artificial intelligence is running everything, every single thing.
That's
And
right.
then you had there's other movies that go into it as well. It's called Elysium, the movie Elysium. That goes into all of that, and it's just a whole thing, man. If your eyes are not open, you're not going to be able to see. And Lord willing, at the Wadi Al-Bashir al-Shah, this brother's eyes, Al-Shah's Zion's eyes is open, my eyes is open, and the rest of the brothers around Greatmillstone eyes are completely open to what's really going on, in society. So go ahead, brother.
That's right. Nah, well said. Yeah, I mean, that's all very relevant, man.
All right.
So say here it says, rich and poor,
Yep.
free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, say he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
Right. Meaning your ass not going to be able to do nothing if you don't have that chip. You're just going to be off the grid. You see, if you don't have that chip, like I'm gonna revert back to the movie Demolition Man. The people that were underground in that movie were the
Mm-hmm.
people that were you called they were against the system.
Right. And they was
They were
calling them scum and shit. You go back there and live down with the rest of them scum.
yeah
And that's
yeah they
that's
were
what they do. They call you names when you don't fucking when they don't have no argument. They just call you names. Ah, you're crazy. You just a nut. You just a conspiracy nut.
yeah you're
You're
bugged
out of
out
your
of your
mind.
mind.
You're out of your fucking mind.
Yeah, and that's all the words they have for you because they can't produce anything that uh uh they can't produce any truth
Right. And you're
of
supposed to
what they
debate that cause, man. You're supposed to come out with it. They can't really tell you why they're doing it.
right. They just don't know why because the mind is darkened. The eyes haven't been opened by the Heavenly Father. When your eyes are completely opened by Yahweh or Yahweh Shai, then you understand all things. All right, and the scripture said, if I get hold on, let me get the book of John real quick. I got to push up real quick, and then we'll go back and read that in Revelation.
Con, I'm with you.
Uh, let me see here. Let me go back here real quick. I think
Yeah,
it's
my
in
phone is
First
fucking
John.
frozen, man. That shit ain't going nowhere. That shit's crazy. It's
He
literally
said
stuck right on that
he's
page. That shit ain't before, but now all of a sudden, we're about to get into the scriptures. Now this phone start fucking up, man.
you see that because these
Fucking
devils know
downloads, man.
because these devils know what we bringing out the truth, and they
Yeah,
can't stop this truth. They're trying to find out ways how to, but they can't. They can't stop it.
That's right.
You see, I got it right here. This is First John, first epistle John, and second chapter, and verse number 20. It says, "But ye have an unction from the Holy One, and ye know all things." Right. So we have an unction from the Holy One, 100% truth, 100% knowledge of the scriptures, of the scriptures. You see, like there's a guy who made a comment on Apostle Tahar's page, right, who said, "Oh, only one that knows 100% truth or has 100% knowledge is Yahweh Shai." Well, yeah, you're correct, but Yahweh Shai gave us 100% knowledge as well to understand the scriptures. Why? Through the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, are we not joint heirs with Yahweh Shai? It says we shall know all things.
Right.
I mean, that's it. You know what I'm saying? We're not greater than him, but
No, no, but he gave us the Holy Spirit through the book to understand the scriptures and understand that we know all things, and the things that we know are according to what's taking place now.
that's right.
And everything that's taking place now, isn't it coming out of the scriptures? Isn't scriptures being made plain upon tables? You damn right, it's being made plain upon tables by the prophets. That's how it's being made plain upon tables. And they that run that readeth it. And we the ones that ran out there that read the scriptures and proclaim the scriptures and proclaim the Yahweh Bashem Yahushai in the earth, bringing that name back. What did Yahweh Shai say to Pharaoh? He said, "I set you, Pharaoh." Hold on. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. Just real quick, brother, and then we go back to Revelation.
Yeah,
Just real quick, brother.
right.
Real quick. You see? Hold on. You find the book of Romans. Get the book of Romans real quick. Salakia. Yeah, I got it right here. Yeah, I got it right here. This is Romans chapter 9 and verse number 17. It says, "For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee,
Mm.
and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth." And who's the modern day Pharaoh? Esau. Esau is the modern day Pharaoh. And guess what? The Most High put him in power, put him in power to him, so his name can be declared in the earth. So he can take him down, be declared in the earth, so he can take him down, and his name will be powerful in the earth one more time.
Yeah, that's
Okay, forever. Because the top power. The Lord runs everything. Don't nobody else run this thing besides Yahweh Shai. He's putting the things, the thoughts in these devils' minds. So ultimately, down at the end,
that's right.
Avengers, right? You got Thanos. Thanos was really Yahweh Shai. And then you got the Avengers. They were really part of Esau's super elite army. And they were trying to stop Thanos from changing the world. You see, that movie's a lot deeper than what people may think. Really, the Avengers were the bad guys, man. And Thanos was really Yahweh Shai, the good guy. But they portrayed him as a bad guy in that movie. That's crazy.
Well, yeah, that's part of it. I mean, back in 70, I think it was 60 something AD, when Emperor Nero burned Rome, and he caused a false flag attack, and he tried to blame it on the Israelites and say, yeah, it's because of these damn Israelites.
Yeah, when they had nothing to do with that.
Right.
He did.
Heart, which is the mind,
right.
in man, and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord.
Yeah, it's from Yahweh.
So who put the program in these devils' mind to speak what they're speaking on TV and to do what the fuck they're doing? The Lord.
The Lord.
Yahweh.
Why? Because
we got verse 9 too. Salaki.
Yeah, no, hey, brother.
Man's heart devises his way, but the Most High Yahweh directed his steps.
Yeah, the Most High Yahweh directed his steps. Why? The Lord created all things. See, the Lord put it in your mind to do the things that you're doing. You don't just wake up and do it by yourself.
Right.
The Lord does that, man. Okay, and that's what these devils want to get on a level like Yahweh. They want to get on a level of Yahweh, while Yahweh status, which they never going to get on that level ever. That's why they want to control. They want to have a new world order, or what you call a Luciferian world, right? A Luciferian one world government, where everybody comes up under these devils and call them gods.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was saying in the live stream last night, we're all under that double Donald Trump. We are, what they say, the body's only as good as the head.
Right? Yeah, the
So
body is only as good as the head.
if the head is sick, the body is sick, man.
Yeah, the whole thing is just fucking completely sick, and it's gonna eventually perish.
Yeah,
If, you
yeah,
know,
leaven at the whole lump. So, I mean, you already know that guy's filled with guile, deceit,
yeah,
wickedness, adultery,
all right,
all the philosophies of America. If you run in America, and that's what America stands for, or you cool with gays. So, I mean, hey, you giving them rights, you keeping them with rights,
right, right,
which is fucking against the scripture. And then you had the nerve to say, yeah, this is a Christian country. This is a Judeo-Christian country founded on the values of it. Wait, hold, what? What?
that's a lot,
Because if we go into the Judeo-Christians, right?
right.
We'll go both. We could go into the Old Testament, brother. You could give me Leviticus, what was it? Not Leviticus, was it 16 or 19? I think it
Let me
is.
see. Yeah, Leviticus 19. It says, if a man also lieth with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abominability put to death. Their
Okay.
blood shall be upon them.
Okay, so there you go. Now that's Judeo-Christian values right there.
Yep.
I mean, that's what that is. That's
And even
exactly what
go,
that is.
yeah, and then we got laws on going into bestiality. We got laws on another a man, a son or sister. Oh, hold on, I can read a little bit more. Hold on, let's just read a little bit more.
Right, but
Okay.
hold up. Let's exactly. Keep
Yeah,
going.
go ahead. Yeah, you
Matter
want
of
me to keep
fact, let's
going?
let's get that Roman get hold that and get Rome the first chapter and I think the 18th verse as
Oh
well,
yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
and hold First Corinthians 6 and 9 as well,
All right.
because Judeo-Christian values. Remember, all you people who are listening, man. All right, this
Romans.
country was founded on Judeo-Christian values. Look at what Donald
Romans.
Trump said.
Right.
That's what he
Right.
said. So let's just look at the Judeo-Christian values. Let's see if it's right.
This
They
is
they they legalize homosexuality and they promote it flat out on TV, on television, broadcasted internationally.
and they promote dividing of the families too.
Right,
They promote that because why? In order for you to get your food stamps, or order, the man got to be out of the house. That's called divide and conquer, man.
right, right,
When you divide up a family, father out of the household, and keep the woman in there to raise the children, guess what? Now the children is all out of fucking order.
right. And that's a whole other thing, but that is definitely part of this whole thing. And that's there's so many points to prove with how this is not founded on Judeo-Christian values. That's one of them. But we're just
Right.
dealing with that one thing, that homosexuality. Let's just bring this out. Just one of them. This is just one.
This is Romans. I'll start at verse 18. This is Romans 1 and verse 18. It
Mm-hmm.
says, "For the wrath of the Most High is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men
Mm-hmm.
who hold the truth in unrighteousness." Right? Verse 19. It says, "Because that which may be known of the Most High is manifest in them, for the Most High have showed it unto them." Verse
I think it's
20.
verse 26, Salakia.
You want to jump down? Yeah, we jump down.
Where it says men giving themselves over to lust.
Working unseemly. Yes, yep.
Yeah. Yup.
Okay, I thought I jumped down to there. All right, it says, uh, oh no, hold on. We can start at verse 24. That makes sense.
Yep.
It says, verse 24. It says, "Wherefore the Most High gave them up to unclean." Yeah, let's start at verse 23. It makes sense. It says, "And changed the glory of the uncorruptible power into an image made like a corruptible man, into birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things. Wherefore the Most High gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves,
Mm.
who changed the truth into a lie, and who worship and serve the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever, Aman or Tawab. For this cause the Most High gave them up unto vile affections.
Vile offense. And can you look up
Right?
that word? Are you in the? Would you got the Bible app or not?
Nah, I just
All
got
right,
my
go ahead.
regular
I'll look it
Bible
up.
out.
I'll get the word
Got it?
vile. I'm gonna get the word
Okay.
vile, but go ahead.
Come. It says, for even their women did change the natural use into which is against nature.
Oh,
Mm, mm.
so they're
Women sleeping
against.
with women.
So America's against nature, man.
Yeah, women sleeping with women. You can that's cool. You can push that off here in this society.
That's
Women
totally
sleeping with
acceptable.
women. That's
Totally
totally
acceptable.
acceptable.
They could touch each other's private parts. They could do anything they want to do, in front of you, behind your back, let you know about it, and there's nothing you can do. Due to the courts, they state there's nothing that you can do.
Nothing at all. You have no power in your hand.
There's nothing that you can do to stop it.
Right.
It must go on.
Because why? You know what that pushes? That pushes not producing any children anymore. When a
Right.
woman lay with a woman, they can't produce no goddamn children, man.
That's
So
right.
that's cool. So that's fine with them. Why? Because their point of their new world order is depopulation.
That's
Okay,
right.
they want a certain amount of slaves, and then you got a man sleeping with another man, right? Which two men, that ain't no good, because a man is supposed to sleep with a woman to bring forth life. Henceforth, while the Most High said, "Be fruitful and multiply."
Con, and I
Right?
got I got that word vile,
Come on, go ahead, brother.
atimia, and
Ooh,
dishonor, in ignominy,
ooh,
disgrace,
ooh.
disgrace, vile offense. Given what was read the scripture, brother.
Come on, I got it. This is back in Romans 1 and verse number 26. It says, "For this cause the Most High gave them up unto vile affections."
Unto vile affection, vile, dishonorable, disgrace. When you commit a homosexual act, that's a reproach and a shame unto your family.
Yeah, it is.
Allow this and promote this strongly here, not to be discriminated against, not to be spoken about in a negative connotation. It is not dishonorable here and is not to be mentioned being dishonorable. Now, isn't that against Judeo-Christian values, brother?
That's way against Judeo-Christian values, brother.
Because the Jews wouldn't allow that shit, and the Christians
No,
wouldn't allow that shit neither.
no,
So how
no.
the
And
fuck is America founded on Judeo-Christian fucking values, man?
right, because the real Israelites, which is us,
Right.
wouldn't tolerate none of that. Why? Because we have laws that we follow, and guess what? If a man was to found out, or a woman was to found out being a lesbian, or a man found out to be a homosexual, he's automatically to be put to death as an example for anybody who want to come up against that standard.
That's right.
All right?
So that's a reproach.
Yeah, so that is a hell of a reproach.
And it's a shame and a fucking disgrace.
That's right.
A disgrace. So what is America? It's a disgrace. You can't make America great again
Yeah,
because
because
it
it's
was
always
never
disgrace.
fucking great, man.
It was never great to begin with. It was all set up to do. The miracle was all set up to be a wicked place for an example for the Most High to destroy for the Israelites, to show them that how wicked things can get.
That's right. And that devil
You know?
Thomas Jefferson, he was one of the presidents, which is the leading people of this country, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thomas Jefferson committed fucking adultery, man.
On a constant basis.
And he was the fucking president of the goddamn country, man.
Yeah, he committed adultery on a constant basis, and really he should be put down.
Well, he was brought up on charges and he was officially charged with committing adultery.
Mm-hmm.
And he
Mm-hmm.
was a lawyer too, which is a goddamn liar. That's what that
Yeah,
is.
yeah, because that's what the word lawyer means. Lawyer really means lawgiver, but it really means liar in the sense of America, because he's a liar. Because
Right.
in order to get somebody off, you got to lie.
Oh yeah, you gotta lie out there. You gotta
Yeah,
say anything you can to make, your case or whatever to try to win that case.
right, right,
So yeah, so dishonor, disgrace, vile affections. All right. America is filled with all, just like I did the video last night on Revelation 18. I can only get through a couple of verses, but it's the
right.
hold of every foul spirit.
Uh huh.
Every foul spirit. Now let me go to that real quick.
Hmm.
All these phones and this fucking technology be freezing and tripping, yo. What the fuck? Like you can't figure that shit out by now. God damn it.
Yeah, because they tapping in. That's all Esau does. Esau, when that Patriots Act came in, right, that's the reason why he brought that Patriots Act in, so you can tap in on everybody's phone, tap in on everybody and what they doing. Now they don't need to tell you when they tap in on your shit. They just whoop,
Right.
and they've been doing that. They've been doing that for years, even without the Patriots Act. So it really didn't even matter. They just brought that damn legislation out to show the people that this is what it is. We got to fight a war on terrorism. That's bullshit. That's all lies.
Right. So
You know?
all the foul spirits is every unclean spirit. So this is cage, which is a fucking prison camp.
Right.
We're in a prison camp in America, by the way, to you
That's,
Ogden
that's right.
and you people. Now I'm addressing the regular people besides the brothers. Now you people out there, you sheep out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who don't know what the fuck is going on, and we got to tell you what's going on because you don't know, but we do. We know what's going on,
Yeah.
okay?
They.
And this is the fucking cage. This America that you love so much. This is a cage. It's a fucking prison camp. In the
Uh huh.
scriptures, it's called a prison camp for every foul, which is I'm gonna read this definition here right now. Hold up.
Go ahead, bro.
Strong's G 169. Akarthathos. Akarthathos. All right, you heard that. It's an adjective. It says not cleansed, unclean in moral sense, unclean in thought and life. So it's a cage, a prison camp,
Mm-hmm.
all right, with every foul spirit, every unclean, immoral thought and spirit is here in this land, America, the home of the free and the brave and all this other fucking folly ass shit, lies and fucking nonsense.
Right.
You know,
Right.
it's all fucking lies, man.
Everything, all the way down to your president is a
Right.
lie. You know, all of this madness that you see around you is nothing but more than a mere lie. You're living in what you call the matrix.
Oh, but it's
Okay.
based upon Judeo-Christian values, brother.
Yeah, nah, hell no, nowhere near it. If it was, everything would be put up in an upright standard.
Right.
Homosexuality would be put down. Bestiality would be there would be no damn abortion of babies. There would be none of that, none of these things like that. But why they have an agenda? These devils have an extreme agenda. Okay,
Right.
to run the world, to one world government, to run this society, to have everybody as slaves underneath them, own you. You know, and that's what it is. You
Okay.
see, but that's not how the Lord set it up. The Lord didn't set everything up like that. The Israelites were to be free.
That's right, and
Okay,
that's why we go into these scriptures, man. Because if you don't go in scriptures, you're never gonna understand what the fuck is going on.
that's
Like the
right.
word cage, you thinking, oh, this is a bird cage, man. Nah, it's a
Nah,
fucking prison camp.
yeah, it means prison. It means a prison camp, and ultimately, what they got prison camps. They got FEMA concentration camps, which America's a whole damn concentration camp itself. Concentration camps within a goddamn prison. The
Yeah,
concentration within the world.
yeah. Calm. Whatever
See,
happened to them little kids? Who came over, Slocky, them little kids in the Mexican little quarantines or whatever they was doing. We don't even hear nothing about that no more.
yeah, why?
God
Because
knows
they
what they
all
doing to them children.
right, because they all up in a concentration camp right now. Getting their goddamn heads bashed in, man.
Right.
That's exactly what's going on. Or let's even go a step deeper. Where's all these fucking people? These jacked up numbers from COVID-19. These jacked up numbers. I'm just gonna keep it fucking funky, man. Where are these jacked up numbers, right? This amount of many people dying and all that. Okay, so where they at? Produce me the bodies. Let me see all these bodies, man.
I mean, they got the bodies, but they ain't gonna let nobody near them because you know what? They probably shot him with cyanide or some shit and just
Right.
tossed him in the thing. And oh, this nigga, like that's what I was talking about last night. They could just knock a nigga out and be like, oh, yo, he just died of coronavirus. I don't even know what's going on. Yeah, just coronavirus, bro.
Con, bro. Come
Smash
on
you,
now.
kill you in the fucking thing, sprinkle coronavirus on your ass, and just keep it moving.
Con, bro. Or shot or shot them up real bad, and wrap their bodies up, toss them off the side until they died of coronavirus. It's all good.
Right, and
Don't worry about it.
look at this shit. The word for hold, the hold of every foul spirit. The
Right,
definition. This is definition C, of the place where captives are kept, a prison.
right. Captives, a prison.
It's a
Yeah.
fucking prison camp.
Mm-hmm.
You're in.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get out of this. We can escape. It's fucking a wrap.
Right, brother.
And all the nations, listen, when the scriptures say that all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, they're all down with the same shit too.
Yeah, they all on one accord.
You can't, yo, well, I'm just gonna go to England, man. It ain't like that over there. No, yes, it is like that over there.
Oh
Fuck
yeah, it
is
is.
like that over there, man.
Yeah, and that's why our people depend on this system, and this system ain't nothing but a goddamn complete lie. But why do you depend on this system? Ultimately, yeah, because we have to go to our enemy for the one of all things. That's what it tells you in Deuteronomy. Yeah, we have.
Please.
Go ahead, brother. No, go ahead,
No,
brother.
no, Salaki, brother. Finish that statement.
Nah, go ahead, brother. You good? Go ahead, brother.
Salaki, I was gonna say, so what you do to the coronavirus brought it up. Yeah, so they got Trump, right? And they said, oh, the CDC recommends that everybody in America, all Americans wear face masks, right? How come this nigga ain't doing it? And they called him on it. They said, well, the CDC recommends that everybody wear face masks. How come you're not wearing a fucking face mask? And he goes, well, I feel fine. So, I just, this nigga trying
Go.
to just like sidestep the question.
Yeah, it goes to show you that he's in on the scheme. That knows what's going on.
He's a hypocrite, man. He knows that there ain't no goddamn coronavirus. How come it can't reach the president? We
Why
don't know
not?
what's going on, but it's not going to reach the president. And we know it's out here and it's all over the place. And everybody else is dying and at high risk. And who knows what can happen. But not me. Why is that? Because you are fucking the one pushing it and producing it, man.
Yeah, he's a part of the scheme. He's set up. He's a puppet, and ultimately the elite is giving him the words. Right? They're giving him the words to say. They give him advisors, right? To write down the words for him to speak. Now, if he gets out of line, he's going to get what you call chastised for getting out of line.
Yeah, they'll just easily take out and they'll just put that guy Pence in. So hey,
Right.
and that's why two devils. So they got a backup devil just in case that devil croaks or dies naturally. You know,
Con,
we got a
or they
backup devil who do the same devilish shit that we was gonna push before. So
right. They got another devil to continue on with the plan, with the plot.
that's
That's
right.
all it's about. You see?
Yeah, you just got a
That's all
backup
it's
devil.
about.
That's all that
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, that's all that is. All right. I got something real quick, brother.
Yep.
Okay, this is Isaiah 42 and uh, I said verse 7 says it says to open the blind eyes, to bring out the prisoners from the prison,
Mm.
and them that sit in darkness out of the prison house. Right, out of the prison house. America is nothing but a damn prison house, man.
Yeah, it's a hold of every foul spirit. So it's a hold. It's a prison of all the unclean and wicked, vile affections. All of that shit, man. All that unseemly, disgraceful shit is here in America. It's a disgrace. You could just drive down the street, like I was saying last night, which I was listening back to it, to see what I said. And
Right.
it's a fact that when you drive down the block, man, you can't drive down the block without somebody trying to wanting to fucking murder you, man.
Yeah, that's goddamn crazy, man.
And then
Oh
the way
well,
they think about it, like a nigga beeping their horn at you, they really saying, "I would murder you right now. If I could murder you, I'd murder your ass." Like that's the spirit of America. When you just simply drive down the street, you can't even drive down the block without somebody wanting to murder you, man.
that's right, brother. This shit is absolutely retarded, man.
Because they came up with these stoplights and this crazy shit, and then the different infractions, which is totally unrighteous. That's not in the Bible. Where the fuck is an infraction in the Bible? Where the fuck is that at? What penal code is this, sir? What the fuck is you talking about?
Yeah, this is crazy.
So it all boils down to common sense, which is not really common because it hasn't been given to these other nations. This is our wisdom in the sight of the nations, the law, statutes, and commandments. But there's chaos in America because that's what they do. That order ab chaos shit. They're trying to create fucking chaos and in this crazy ass virus. And what we're gonna do? We're gonna get everybody off the street. We're gonna fix our infrastructure. This is part of the plan. This is what Trump said. He said this shit. He said now more than ever we can fix our infrastructure
Right.
because nobody on the fucking roads. So we're good. It's all by design. Hey, let's fix the infrastructure. But remember when Rome, I think, tried to do that, they couldn't do it because the economy was all fucked up, and that's when
Right.
the enemies attacked them.
Right. They
They asked when the
came and
economy
got
was
'em.
fucking destroyed.
Yeah, he came. They came in and got them at they downfall
Hey,
because
but
they were. Huh?
Salaki, but that's not relevant. History is not relevant of ancient Rome to today. It
That's
doesn't matter.
yeah. That's
That was
they're
a long
nothing
time
but a
ago.
God. That's crazy. This is nothing but a revived Roman Empire. Uh, ancient Roman Empire, which is absolutely completely wicked through NATO and the EU, which America is a part of NATO and the EU.
Hey, brother, you could get me Ecclesiastes 1 and 9 real quick,
Yeah, come on. Yeah, come on. I got it right here.
and keep saying what you're saying because this is gonna go right along with it.
Ecclesiastes 1 and 9.
You know,
Hold on.
like the brother was saying that what happened in the past basically is what it is now. So when people saying, "Oh, well, that was just in the ancient world, man," look, you can't, match that to today. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you fucking can. It's the
Yeah,
same thing. It's the same thing, man.
yeah, because a lot of those spirits that were back then, a lot of those spirits the Most High brought back, especially a lot of these Edomites that were during that time of the Roman Empire. He brought those spirits back.
That's right.
The Lord brought those spirits back to do what they're doing today. Okay,
And do what they do best.
do what they do best, and that's to be devils.
Terrorize your ass.
Terrorize your ass.
Yeah, that's what they're doing, man. These devils, they just want to control you, But yeah, so when people say, "Oh, well, listen, well, this is how ancient Rome fell," well, that's just that back in the day, man. That don't apply to now. Go ahead and read that.
In Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 9, it says, "The thing that had been, it is that which shall be."
So the Roman Empire, the control of the Edomites back then, the infrastructure that they had, the same type of colosseums, which is the same shit we have. The same type of roads and fucking systems of government
Uh-huh.
with fucking the plebeians and the patricians and the
Listen,
senate and the emperor.
right,
Who the fuck is all that? Who them all them people? That's the same shit that's going on now. Go ahead.
right. Because the plebeians and the patricians ain't nothing but your Republicans and Democrats today.
Right, blame
That's
it on the
it.
Republicans. No, blame it on the Democrats. No, fuck you, Democrats. No, fuck you, Republicans. Shit, he's a Republican. He ain't like that. Yeah, nah, he's a Democrat, man. He ain't like that. They keep playing it back and forth, so it's a game of patty cake, and nobody knows what the fuck is going on. You can't keep your eye on the ball, and meanwhile, you forget about it, and then you just go with the lesser, what they call the lesser of two evils.
Right. Because both of them are doing the same damn thing. Both of them are wicked any goddamn way. Don't matter if it's
Right,
Republicans or Democrats. They both goddamn wicked. They both are part of the damn scheme, the
right,
plot.
right. Where's the third option? So wait, so we ain't got no third option. It's just one or two. The devil number one or devil number two. Well, you know what? We'll just go with this devil because he's less of a devil than that devil.
Yeah, which they both on the fucking same devil status.
That's right. They all
You
devils.
know, they're all devils.
Either way you
Uh,
go, it's devil. Go ahead.
yeah, back in Ecclesiastes 1 and 9, it says, "The thing that had been, it is that which shall be, and
Mm.
that,
Oh wait,
and that,
say it again.
I'll say it again, Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. The thing that had been, it is that which shall be."
So that's the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire hath been,
Uh-huh.
and is that which shall be. Now that's exactly what it is now. We had the eagle symbols. Like I said, we have all the unrighteousness of their government system. A government for the people, by the people. My ass. There's only a couple motherfuckers controlling everything. And people, no regular person can't say a goddamn word unless he organized 10 million people to stand out in front of somewhere and fucking start yelling and screaming all night. That's not gonna be able to be organized because it's gonna be total chaos.
Right. That's right,
And they
brother.
know that. So they just go, you know what, people are just gonna go along because we know the basic mind of people just kind of go with the flow because they're
I,
just sheep. You,
Go
you
ahead.
remember Aaron Russo with Nick Rockefeller, that what he was saying about Nick,
Right.
and he
Right.
said,
Yeah.
well, what do you care? They're just serfs.
They're just serfs anyway.
They're just serfs anyway. It doesn't matter. They just do what they're told. That's it.
Right. That's it. You just worry about you and your family.
They just do what they're told, man. So this is America. This is the corporation of America, to where you just do what you're told, man. Don't try to think, man.
Dressed.
What you trying to think, man? You'll get off somebody off this guy,
Yeah, come on.
and that's when they take you out. They block your phone. They fuck up your phone. Well, now the phone want to stop acting up. Fucking folly ass shit.
It's crazy, huh?
Shalom, brothers, man. It was on a comment board. I couldn't see anything before. Phone be tripping. I don't know what the fuck is going on. They doing some crazy shit. Fuck around with some crazy shit.
Huh?
You gonna fuck around and get caught up with some crazy shit. Emmanuel Stewart.
Do it, yep.
He was fucking pissed, man. But you know what, Haven? You know what? We got to be in that urgent spirit, brothers, of like Emmanuel Stewart when he was yelling at Lennox Lewis fighting Mike Tyson. Yeah, you gotta fucking get this motherfucker out of here, man. You gotta be fucking urgent about, I gotta research these scriptures, man. I gotta read these scriptures. What are you doing, brother? I'm reading the scriptures. And your family may say to you younger brothers, man, listen, what are you doing? What are you wasting your time with that for? Yo, fucking listen, man. Do you make your words few? Is there a scripture on that? Let your words be few.
Yeah, I think there is.
There might be a scripture on that. Let thy words be few, something to that nature. But just be just to the point, with your speech pretty much, and just don't really explain too much to people, including women. I'm gonna warn you, brothers, man. Listen, don't talk to the women about these scriptures. It's
I got it.
It's never gonna work out. Go ahead.
I got it right here. Ecclesiastes 5:2. It says, "Be not rash with thy mouth, and let not thy heart be hasty to utter anything before the Most High. For the Most High is in heaven, and thou art upon earth. Therefore, let thy words be few."
Con. That's regarding to the Most High, but you can also apply that to really the powers that be. So if that's your family, and that's the person that's in charge of you, you honor them or whatever. Your mother, your father, or whatever. Just try to do what you can, at the time or whatever. Just let your words be few with them as well. Just don't be rash with your mouth. You could apply that. Just don't be just look at the word. You can look it up or no?
Rash.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can look it up. Let's see.
I got it.
You got it? Go ahead, brother.
Like that, brother?
You like that, brother?
Because they wasn't about
truth.
It says, "Be not rash with thy mouth." All right. It says, "To make haste, hastily, be hurried, hastened, dismay, terrified." So yeah, to hasten, hurry, make haste, speedily. Yeah, speedy. Don't be speedy with your mouth, man. So it says here, tremble inwardly, alarmed, agitated. Yeah, okay. Suddenly. So don't be agitated or rush or get impulsive with that, man. All right, brothers. Just let it rock. Don't be all like motherfucker, you motherfucker. Just chill out, man. Don't say too much. But yeah, back to what we were saying in Ecclesiastes 1:9. There's nothing new here.
Yeah, there's nothing new under the sun.
They're not pulling no fucking. Oh yeah, we're gonna pull the wool over their eyes, man. They're not gonna know anything. Let me go to or you can read it. What's it? Psalms 83.
Yeah.
All right, this is Psalms 83:1. A song, or Psalm of Asaph. Keep not thou silence, O power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, which is an uproar, and they hate thee. Or Salakia, they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. So
Asaph was asking the Most High, just he says, keep not thy silence. He was basically saying, keep not thy silence and hold not thy peace. He was telling me, we need you right now.
Right.
Keep not thy silence. Don't pretty much we need you. We need you in these times of what's getting ready to happen.
Right. I got that word subtle. So for crafty counsel, crafty is a ram,
Trickery.
to be subtle, be shrewd, be crafty, beware, take crafty counsel, be prudent. So to be subtle, because remember, they go, hey, look, you can we'll just get the stimulus payments to you guys, and this is the best way we could do it is create a digital currency.
Yeah, trickery.
It'll be much easier to distribute all of the money to everybody in the flick of a wrist instead of sending out checks and waiting possibly 20 weeks. Now they're threatening people who are basically getting kicked out of homes because they don't have enough money. Some people, they ain't fucking playing that shit. If you ain't got the money for rent, you out of here, man.
Mm-hmm.
And they're gonna say, okay, well, look, now you're gonna be in desperation, so you're gonna have to come forward, and you're gonna have to. But it was subtly done. It was subtle. It was crafty, just like they did in the past. They doing
Mm-hmm.
again. Crafty counsel. How are we gonna get these Israelites? Well, the
Yeah.
majority of them don't make that much money. Let's look at the. That's why they do the censuses. They list whether you're African American or Hispanic. They list all these things in the IRS so they can log you in to see what the median household income is. And the median is average, by the way.
Right. Right.
And it's an average income of that particular demographic.
Yeah, which they want you to rely on the government. They want you to rely on the government.
Right.
That's their whole agenda. It's for you to rely upon the government and not rely upon yourself.
Right. And now they know all the statistics about you. They say, well, African Americans make this much money.
Mm-hmm.
Native Americans make this much money on a large scale, and all the reported income, because it doesn't matter. Listen, all those taxpayers, even if there's like 100 million people under the radar, it doesn't matter. They got enough fucking data to do what they need to do.
Right.
They got enough
Right.
data. It's like taking a poll. You know how they take polls?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Come on. Come on.
Well, the president's leading in the polls. Well, the polls only about fucking 100 people or 700 people or whatever, 7,000 people were asked about this. That's not the
Yeah.
whole fucking world, but you know what? They can kind of get an idea and a picture of what the numbers are. So they say, okay, well, most of the niggas, let's put it like that, and the spics,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
how they really want to say,
Right.
they make about 10 this much money, 10 to 25,000 or whatever a year.
Right.
So they're gonna be fucking. They're not gonna be. If we suspend everything and they won't be able to go to work no more, shit, niggas live check to check. They'll pretty much be out of money in about a month and a half.
Yeah. Yeah. It don't
Niggas,
matter.
they keep spending even they don't give a fuck, man. They keep on spending, man.
Yeah. They don't care.
A nigga ain't gonna not spend. Even if he don't have money, he's gonna spend money. He gonna spend
Mm-hmm.
somebody else's money. You know how niggas are.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, you
Yeah.
let me hold $1, bro, and I'll pay you back. And then he's gonna spend that.
That's right. You'll spend that.
You know? So yeah, so there's a subtle thing. You're taking crafty counsel against our people, against the
Yep.
Lord's hidden ones. I'm gonna go to that scripture real quick. I'm gonna bring that out.
Come on, because that's in the same chapter.
Yep.
In the same chapter.
Consulted against thy hidden ones to hide treasure, treasure up, hidden, be stored up, to hide from, discover, esteemed,
Hmm.
hidden ones, esteemed ones.
Esteemed ones, and who's that? The Israelites.
Right.
The hidden ones are the Israelites. When you break down the whole verse, it means they take crafty counsel against thy people. Thy people are still talking about Israel,
Right.
right? In the same verse, and then it says against thy hidden ones, same people, the Israelites, who are called by words and proverbs today. That's what they're called. So they tuck away our true names, our true names of our tribes, and put in bywords and proverbs according to Deuteronomy the 28th chapter, as which was prophesied
Right.
beforehand, and they did that again. Now, Deuteronomy the 28th chapter is a continuing cycle throughout some of the captivities that we were in, but mainly this captivity that we're in now, because during the other captivities, we knew that we were Israelites.
Right.
But now this captivity, we didn't know that we were Israelites, man. We thought that we were some damn African Americans, blacks, goddamn Hispanics, Latino, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Haitians, Jamaicans, so on and so forth, man.
And how
But
did that
now,
happen? Through the edge of the sword,
right, that happened through the edge of the sword. Matter of fact, I get Jeremiah 17, I think it's 17 and 4.
Con. for 300-400 years. Like, all right, maybe the first couple of brothers, they knew they was Israelites. The Igbo, and they knew they was who they was pretty much. But then when come over here and remember that movie when he was like, your name is
Toby.
Toby, yeah, and he was like, nah,
Like,
it's Kunta, and he says Toby. So now he knew who the fuck he was. His son though,
didn't know.
if he grew up in straight up captivity, where you could just kill the people and they divided them up however they want, like sheep.
Right.
And
Because once
that's that. And would you call for Jeremiah?
Jeremiah 17:4, because once you take away the father, because the father is the power structure of the family. Once you take away the father, that's when the whole shit crumbles.
I mean, that's
Everything. Go ahead, brother.
Brother. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, brother. Yeah, well, when you take away the father, the whole household crumbles. Why? Because the father is the top of the head, right? Because he has Yahweh, and then Yahweh is over him. Well, then you Yahweh Shai, and then you got Yahweh, right? The father who's the head of the household, he got to speak to Yahweh Shai. Then Yahweh Shai goes and make an intercession for you to Yahweh. So when you have that power there, that structure set up there, what can come up against you? But now when you move aside the father, you take away Yahweh Shai, you take away Yahweh, now you have no power structure.
Right.
Your power structure is good. Now you go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother.
It's lucky. It almost sounds weird you saying that, like, because the father's the head of the household. It almost sounds weird.
It does, because that's not how it's ran in this society.
That's not even true. Like here in America, I'm saying it is true.
What's funny about it is that's why they set up women's liberation. Women's liberation get the women to pay taxes, so they can get women on board and everybody to pay taxes. The women, right, and create chaos to break up the household or the family. The woman can go out into the work field and get her own money and be her own, be all that she can be. No, ain't no goddamn be all you can be, man.
Right, and that's very subtle too. That's a very crafty way to destroy somebody. Because think about it, if you really wanted one person, like there's a saying in Jamaica, if you can't get the father, the son or something. If you can't get them, you can't get the parents. You get the kids.
Yep, you get the kids.
I forgot how it goes, but it's like if you can't get the parents, you get the kids. So basically, this devil's going, well, I can't take out Adam because Adam's he's fucking badass.
Right.
He's fucking bad as motherfucker. He'll fuck me up. Right? But if I get Eve though.
Matter of fact, let's read Jeremiah 17:4, and then let's go to the example of that where the serpent came to Eve. And let's get that, because that makes a whole lot of sense of what we're talking about right now.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, right in. I got it. Jeremiah 17:4.
Come on.
And thou continue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not.
Right, America, Babylon. We didn't know this land. We was over in the west coast of Africa when we were fleeing from the Romans. We were fleeing from the Romans at the time.
Right.
We were fleeing from them to get out of that persecution.
Right. It says, for ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. And I'm going to get the word for heritage too.
Right. Because our heritage was given to us by the Most High. Our tribes were given to us by the Most High.
Right. Heritage. Inheritance. Because remember, it says Israel is the lot of the Lord's inheritance.
Right.
So who's going to, the earth? And that's the Israelites, man.
Right.
Israelites.
Right. Israelites.
Who wrote the book? Israelites.
Israelites.
Who's it written to? Israelites.
Yeah, because the whole book is for Israel. It's not for any other nation. The whole book's for Israel.
That's right. So yeah, they took crafty counsel, and very subtly said, you know what we're gonna do? Hey, we're gonna just give their fucking heritage, so they don't even know who they are no more. Because when we catch them young, that like a guy posted on the comment board. Let me see if I could pull it back up. Oh shit. Yeah.
So we was talking about, I got this from here, and from Babylon to Timbuktu, page 84. Yeah. It says in the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem, and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state with great slaughter. during the period of the military governors of Palestine.
Mm.
These outrages and outrages were committed, right? Atrocities, Salaki, and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people. During the period from Pompey to Julius, it has been estimated that over 1 million Jews
Mm.
fled into Africa, fleeing from Roman persecution and slavery. The slave markets were full
So
of
Salaki,
black Jewish slaves.
Salaki,
God, right,
you don't think them guys had children, though, did you?
you know they had to.
Or man, a million people just went out there and they didn't have no kids though.
Yeah. You know they damn sure had kids.
Yeah, they damn sure. That's how it all started. So people go, well, no, that don't even make no sense. Well, yes, it does make sense because if a million people go somewhere, and that's a lot of people, man. A million people is a lot of people. You seen a Million Man March?
Yeah, it's a
That's a
lot of people,
lot
man.
of fucking people, man.
And you mean to tell me that none of those people in there that includes women as well didn't have children with men?
Oh, and that's more than that. Remember, the devil's giving you the numbers, so the devil's not going to be like, yeah, the devil ain't telling the truth. He's in. He says it's a fucking lie.
Right,
So, so,
because you
so
gotta.
some truth to it, but that's how he does it. It's subtle. It's kind of the
Mhm.
truth, but it's not really. But that's all you got to work with. So that's it.
Yeah, right. Henceforth, that's why he know the easier vessel is the woman. Matter of fact, let's go to that to where the serpent came in and beguiled Eve
Oh, you gonna
first.
bring it all the way back to Genesis, brother?
Bring it all the way back to Genesis,
That's funny as fuck.
and then we're gonna I got another scripture that we can go into as well.
I think it's verse 3 or
Huh.
chapter 3. Oh, look at Genesis 3. Now the
Uh,
serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. Now remember, you people who are listening, you know, new people. All right, this is written in a way to where it's symbolic.
right.
So the serpent is going to actually be a man. It's not an
Right.
actual talking snake going, yeah, man, what's up, brother? You watching football tonight?
Yeah, that don't exist.
Bro, you gonna watch the game, bro? You catching the game not later tonight?
Yeah, ain't no damn snake getting up on its hind legs and talking because they ain't got no goddamn legs anyway.
Right. He's not gonna slither up and be like, yo, bro, you making dinner tonight, or you want me to get some? Read crafty counsel. Crafty is subtle.
Right.
They took crafty counsel against thy people. So who the fuck is that? There's only one person who did that. We know that to be the Edomites. All right, the Europeans, if you will.
Right.
It says now, and which was these Salakia, those what do they call it? The settlers, right? They try to make it sound nice. Oh, the settlers, the nice people. Yeah, there was pilgrims. That's all, just traveling along. Nah, they came specific for the Israelites. Let's get it right.
Right. Yeah, the Templars Knights and all of them and all of that nonsense right there. They were nothing but a part of the Illuminati scheme.
Right. They were coming to get the gold and all the fucking natural resources that were in America that were untouched. And they said, oh,
Right.
look, we can infect this land and fucking destroy it. Because that's what they do. They come to steal, kill, and destroy. And what have they did? They came over here. They stole land. They stole
Mhm.
property. They stole everything, heritage, every fucking thing. All right.
Yeah, we can just bring that out in Malachi 1 and 4. And we
Right.
know who the devil is. Malachi 1 and 4 explains to you who the devil is. It was the wicked.
That's right. And who the Lord has indignation towards
Against
forever.
forever. That's right.
So we know it's the Edomites. And who are the Edomites? It's those people who fought against Judas Maccabees. And in First Maccabees, the 5th chapter, where it says that Judas Maccabees fought against the children of Edom, the Edomites.
That's right, brother.
So
That's
what, we
correct.
don't know where the Edomites were? No, bullshit. We knew who they were. They were the people who were fighting in 166 BC, which were the so-called Romans and the Greeks.
Yeah, and then you got this bubblehead nigga, Vocab Malone, talking about that the Edomites are done away with. Well, produce a year. Produce me a year, a time period. Why is it not settled in history, and why we can't go find it right now until this day? Because they haven't been done away with. They're here on the earth. They're ruling the earth, and we know who they are. Okay, and they're going into slavery.
Right,
That's it.
and the Catholics, that's one of the biggest religions in the whole entire world, if I'm not mistaken. Catholicism is the biggest fucking religion in the world.
Right.
And used to fight by the gun and Salakia by the sword in order to get their point across, but which is wicked and against their principles. But anyway, they include First Maccabees in their text.
Right.
So they
Which is
include it, which says what happened. Did you try to say that that's not real? That didn't happen? There were no Edomites back in 167 BC? Are you fucking serious right now?
right, which Catholicism produced all these other religions, so-called religions that came out of it to create that type of vibe. That's the deceiver right there. Catholicism is the deceiver.
And you know what,
Right
bro?
there.
They mad that we found that out because damn, yo, these niggas can read now. Fuck, yo, they're putting two and two together now because
Right.
that's really what we are doing at this current time now. This is why we are a threat. What we gotta do is kill these guys. That's what they're thinking about us. What we gotta do
Right.
is kill this dude named Hawashai Zion and Brother Malak, and then we're good. And then, we just kill off all the other prophets and anybody and shut their channels down. And then we get a little bit more time to just wreak havoc and fuck around without nobody pulling the.
Well, yeah,
That's what we're doing.
that's why they pull down our channels and pull down our videos and say they give us strikes and things like that. Like I got a strike on my page. I got 2 strikes against my page right now for a lot of important information on my page that people overlook, but they don't overlook it because they know what it is.
Right.
So they know, okay, well, nah, we got to get this motherfucker strike. We got to get this motherfucker out of here, man. Because when he's doing this, he's bringing out too much motherfucking information.
Yeah,
You know?
the people who are running YouTube are like Manuel Stewart right now.
Yeah.
Get this motherfucker out of here, man.
Yeah, come on, bro.
Trying to get caught up with some crazy shit.
Yeah, so the other way that they pulling down brothers' pages, like, yo, these brothers, they know too much, man. They know too much, and the rest of the people are just dumbed down. They're giving them too much information.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, they're building a big case against us, as it says. They took crafty counsel against thy hidden ones. They're very subtle about their approach to organize, what they call the New World Order. And they're gonna go through they're gonna go through the women, they're gonna go through the need of people. They're gonna go subtly for a cashless society to where it's just to prevent germs, it's mark of the beast.
Right.
Because that's gonna come up. Some fucking Bible Belt Christians are gonna rebel, they're gonna come with their guns, and they're gonna be fucking pissed off, all patriotic and shit, and they're gonna go, look, this is not the mark of the beast, this is just, part of creating, to try to dispel germs.
And you know what's funny that you say that is because they coming after the men of the Lord, the men of the Lord first. Why? Because they already know they're like, well, we got to get these motherfuckers out of here, man. Get the men of the Lord up out of here. Get those guys who are proclaiming that Yahweh Shai exists and those Bibles in their hand because we want to hold down a Luciferian doctrine. Take away the Bible because the Bible is the most important book on the earth and it speaks the truth. Once you get that out of here and get those guys who are speaking according to the Bible, right, then we have a clear path in our new world order.
Right, and they're going to do it in pieces and sections, and they're going to have it be like voluntary at first, probably. Be like, we're just going to, look, it's voluntary. You don't have to take it. You don't have to do it. But we encourage you to do it because of the coronavirus. And soon they're going to have so many fabricated cases because, remember, this is a false flag attack.
Right.
So it's not really happening, but we're telling you it's happening. Just like, the nation's under attack. Bro, we're under attack. The fucking people, remember that shit? 2001?
Go on, yeah, go on.
Oh, yeah, man. The nation's under attack. Really? Really? Really, guy? Wait, hold on, because I got an article that came up in my, what's funny? It was in my Facebook memories today.
Right.
And speaking of the devil, right? Literally. Speaking of the fucking devil.
Popped up, didn't it?
It popped up, man. And it said, this one guy that they called a 9/11 hijacker, he was having dinner with his parents.
That's crazy.
He said it too. He goes, yo, I am not a fucking hijacker, bro. I didn't do shit.
That's crazy.
I'm still alive.
That's absolutely crazy, bro.
Put me on national television as one of the fucking 9/11 hijackers, and they motherfuckers is looking for me and shit. Not even do nothing, man.
That's right, bro. This shit is crazy, man. How they set up everything, how they put a false narrative in there, right? Or they try to make it sound like it's true, but it's really not. It's because they're all behind it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that shit is just crazy. But That's why the serpent went to Eve first, because it was easier.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
easier if you go to the woman. If you go to the woman is easy to be beguiled.
Yeah. Let's get that. Let's get that out.
You know, yeah. Let's get back into Genesis, and then we can go on to First Timothy
Right.
and bring that out.
Come on, brother. That's right. Let's get it. Genesis 3:1. Now the serpent was more subtle or crafty than any beast of the field which the Lord Yahweh had made. And
Now
he
at
had,
that
go ahead.
time, this serpent was really a so-called black man
Mm.
before, because everybody on the earth at the time was dark skinned during the time of Genesis.
Wait a minute,
Every
brother. Now you're telling me that the serpent was a black man?
he was a so-called he was a so-called skinned man at the time doing because everybody, if the scriptures say everybody was made from the dust of the ground or dust of the earth, what would that make them?
Somebody
That
got
would
to
make
log
them,
off. Like, hold on, brother. I got to get going now.
yeah, that would make him a dark skinned man before one of the nations became what you call today Esau, Edom.
That's right, man.
Okay, with no pigmentation in their skin. You see, but go ahead, brother. I'm just breaking it down a narrative. But go ahead, brother.
Phone just froze up, brother. You grab it out.
See, that was two. Oh, okay, con.
Yeah,
Genesis
shit's
3, right?
tripping out right now.
Genesis 3, right?
Yeah, Genesis 3:1.
3-1. Con, I got right here. Genesis 3-1. It says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. The woman, have said, the Most High said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High have said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die.
Right, and the fruit is the knowledge. The fruit is the knowledge. You're supposed to not have certain knowledge, man. You know,
Right. The
because
knowledge of,
you don't need to know basis, man. And when you don't need to know, you don't need to know. And everybody always want to figure some shit out. Well, why? Why? Like you give somebody an order, even, you know what I'm saying. Sometimes
right.
they'll be like, well, why? Why do I have to? Just because the fucking order went out. That's why.
Right.
But why? I don't know. But that's why. I told you why.
And that knowledge that he didn't want them to eat was the knowledge of wickedness.
Right.
And that's what it was. You know, and then the serpent came though. The serpent was like, nah, you know what, you eat this knowledge.
Right. Because if you do that, you'll have the discernment of good and evil, man. You'll be just like
Right.
God.
And you have the knowledge, you eat that knowledge of wickedness, then you'll definitely have the discernment of good and evil.
Right.
And he didn't want, and the Lord didn't want that at that time.
Right. Because it's all about power. You know what I
mean? Yeah, come on. So there you go. I'm gonna continue reading, brother.
Yep.
Number 4. It says, and the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. He said to her, ye shall not surely die. He beguiled her. He said, listen, you ain't gonna die.
Right.
Not if you know this.
Yeah, don't listen to that dude, man. Adam don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, the Most High don't know what he told. I got this.
That's adultery spirit, man. You know?
Right. I got more for you. It says, verse 5, it says, for the Most High doeth know that in that day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open. Now the serpent told her the truth right there.
Right.
Now what's funny is that the serpent told her the truth in that part.
Yeah, you know the devil got to give you a little bit of truth.
Right. The devil give you a little bit of truth. He'll mix it. It's like mixed. It's like a mixed drink.
It's leaven.
It's a mixed drink. If you mix a drink up, you like, I got this alcohol in here. I got this alcohol in here. But now I got the truth over here, because this alcohol is the best.
Right.
You see? So what he did was he told her this. He said, let's read it again. It says, for the Most High doeth know that in that day you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open. Right? Your eyes shall be open, fully open. Meaning you'll find out what reality is all about.
That's right.
This is good, and this is wicked. You see?
That's right.
And it says, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And ye should be as gods, knowing good and evil. Like I always go back to, I always say the Most High we only knew righteousness at one point. But in order for us to understand and be gods, we had to learn wickedness. We had to learn wickedness as well. Wickedness and evil. The Most High is the ultimate one who set it up and did it to us.
Right. And the main point is, that the craftiness of the devil is to come with the subtlety towards your family.
Right.
Let's create. And the reason why we brought this out is let's create where their woman is gonna want it. The kids are gonna want it. Most men are living off of, now this is crazy. Now it's our men,
Women.
right? They're living off of women,
Mm-hmm.
and the woman is with a government program, which is from who? The devil.
Devil, Esau.
Goddamn devil. All right, the Diablos, man, the adversary, man.
Yeah, henceforth, why they break up the family, they ask you if did the man live in the household with you?
Right.
Because if he does, you can't get these programs.
That's right.
He live in the household with you. Okay,
Right.
the
See,
man got to
that's
be out.
subtlety.
Yeah, that's subtlety.
Right.
That's hella subtlety. If the man is in there, these programs is out for your ass.
Right. Right. And that's exactly what they're doing. So they say, okay, so we'll operate through them, because we
Right,
it's like a moderator,
right, right.
or a mediator, Salakia.
Mediator,
They're going through
middleman.
them. Yeah, the middleman. We're gonna go. We could get to Adam through Eve. So all we gotta do is fuck with the programs, the money, disrupt the money, and first this is what we're gonna do. This is crazy, brother.
Go ahead, brother.
We're gonna empower the women to set up the infrastructure of these Israelites,
Mm-hmm.
basically through the woman. So the whole foundation is gonna be on them.
Right,
We're going to give them
right.
the programs. We're going to give them the money. Then we're going to create a situation to where the men are relying on their woman,
Mm.
but we're going to yank the fucking rug from under the woman,
Mm-hmm.
cause a problem, then create a solution that the woman is going to have. If you want to sustain living situations in life, you're going to have to go and do what the woman does, just to maintain her structure. She's got to take the mark of the beast.
Yeah, and I
She got
said
to
that's
take that cashless society, or she's not going to get that payment. And that's how we got to Adam, because it was based upon the woman. America is based upon women.
right, and that's why they say that's why they have with a woman that sit upon scarlet beast, but that woman is talking about America, right, which is America in itself, but the woman is actually in the reality of being put on top of a pedestal in this society.
Right. And
You
King
see what
Solomon
I'm saying?
speaks of them as unrighteous. So
Right,
women pretty much represent unrighteousness,
right,
Through
because the
her, we
man.
all die, the scripture says.
That's right. That's right. Matter of fact, yeah, that's right. We got any more? I think we got a little bit more in here. I think it might be it on that.
And also, the woman, like is a demon. So she's a demon, man. She's a high intelligent spirit. When the scripture says, "Ye are gods, but ye shall die as men." When you look at the word demon, it means God or power, right, or spirit,
Mhm.
whether
Yep.
good or evil, man.
Yeah, which is an intelligent one,
Right,
because a demon is nothing but an intelligent one
right. So
on the
you
left
could be
hand
a good
side.
demon.
Yeah, because they're very intelligent and crafty on the left hand side on how they beguile your ass because they learned it from who? The serpent.
That's right.
You see, and that's how they flow about things.
So that's how they're introducing it now. That's why we're in so-called quarantine
Right.
and can't go nowhere until April 30th. And if you don't like it, I mean, whatever. Really, they said that they was gonna shoot people dead in the streets in the Philippines if they don't
Oh
fucking obey the
yeah.
quarantine, man.
Yeah, I heard about that, bro. That's
Shoot
crazy.
you in the street, man.
Your ass go out loud. Done.
This devil done came up with a big ass. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna spread the coronavirus. People are traveling in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out. Now, how we gonna get this all the way over to China? Easy. And
Easy.
all the other nations infect New York.
Yep.
Why New York? Because New York is this epicenter of the world right
Well,
now of these diseases. Why? Because international travel flows through New York. Everybody knows that.
yeah, because New York is a very high populated place, and really they got a place up there called Plum Island.
It was
Right.
the height of Babylon, or Salakia, the capital of Babylon, America.
Right. Right. And they got a place up there called Plum Island where they do a lot of disease testing on animals up there.
Mm,
Okay, which they don't want people to know about that when you bring up Plum Island. All right, Plum Island, they do. It's a place, like I said, they do a lot of animal disease testing, and then you got the CDC up there as well. The CDC is up there as well in New York too. Okay, they got many different types. They got many places of the CDC set up, and the World Health Organization set up
Right.
around areas, around places. Right,
Right.
brother. And
That
that,
on a visa, you got to go to New York, man. You coming in from another country, you got to go through New York, Ellis Island.
they're Ellis Island, brother. Yep, that's correct.
Immigration, I believe there's a center there for immigration, and you know
Yeah, there is. There's a place there for immigration. God.
that's where they set up Grand Central, New York, JFK Airport.
And why you think all these world leaders go up there for big time meetings? They go to they don't go to Los Angeles.
Right,
They
not
go
at
to New
all.
York.
Right,
They go to New York for these big time, what you call peak meetings.
right.
All right, where all of the big time leaders are there set up, and they go into these places to have a meeting about what, how to destroy the Israelites.
And I think they have the biggest police force in all of America, the NYPD.
See that?
It's like a
There you go.
fucking clan, like literally is a clan.
All right,
you
all right.
know so yeah, so basically go through Eve,
Yep, yep.
go, which is the serpent went to Eve and said, look, you do this, you're going to be better than man, basically, you're going to be stronger
Yeah,
than everybody because you desire power, you know
right,
so we're just going to give it to you, man, but this is what you got to do, and you got to go against the grain.
right.
And that's what the women did, and now when he did that, now he's going to take that power back. You see, what people don't understand is that when the devil gives something,
He takes it back.
it comes with conditions, man.
Prices, yeah, the price with it.
There's a
Don't make
price
a
to
price.
pay. So, like, look, we're gonna loan you this, like, for instance, the mortgage industry, right?
Yep, usually all day.
Hey, look, we're gonna give you this land. You're gonna have a house, man.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have a car, bro. But you gotta
Mm-hmm.
pay this loan, though.
Yeah,
You
with
gotta pay me,
interest,
nigga. Interest.
which is usury,
Yeah, you gotta pay
usury
me
on
some
money.
interest. I need some big money back. Matter of fact, I need 3 times back what you borrowed, though.
Yeah,
That's what a
yeah.
30-year mortgage is. That shit should be outlawed.
That shit is crazy, man. And that's
Never
how they
in our
get you.
kingdom, man. Never.
And that's where they get you at. They get you on those things because you don't read the fine print. Let's say Jake go in there, right? Jake go in there and get a loan. You think that bubblehead nigga gonna read the fine print that's down at the bottom?
Hell no.
Hell no.
You gonna read fucking 500 pages that's in a mortgage closing application? Ain't nobody gonna do that, man.
Hell no. And that's why you have to have what you call a lawyer. Even though we know the stipulations and the meaning of the word lawyer, that's why you have to bring one with you to read those. But then again, that motherfucker can hustle you too and tell you to go ahead and do it, and it's legit.
Right,
You know.
right. He
So
don't
this
he don't really that. And they ain't gonna fucking review it. But yeah,
right,
them niggas is all paid and everybody in the cut. Like, why is this lawyer getting paid off of my closing? Like, what the fuck is going on here, man?
right. It's all a hustle. That's where the hustle is.
Do an
You see.
appraisal. Oh, we value this house at this much money. Based on that, we'll loan you this much money. That's all unrighteous. That's unrighteous. That's a
Halfway, I'm
false
like,
balance.
yeah, it is.
That's a false balance. Wait, you gonna loan me debt notes? You're gonna need debt notes to pay back at a higher interest rate so that I could do this and that. Like, this is the programs that he'll give you, right? So,
Right,
anyways, his wicked ass gave the programs to the woman so that she can be the one to rely on and she can be the one to work with to mastermind the pushing of the RFID microchip, which is the implant that's going to go underneath the skin between your forefinger and your thumb eventually.
mm-hmm.
The devil, who's, obviously American system, the one world government, all that shit's gonna all come together based on that, on the
Right,
cashless society and the implant. That if you don't have that implant in your right hand or your forehead, that you're not gonna be able to buy and sell in this society. And these women, trust me, if there's something they got to do to get that stimulus money, they will read all the fine print to make sure they get that shit.
right, and that's how Esau set it up. Because now, let's say you with your woman, right? Your woman is gonna come to you and say, "Listen here, babe, that chip is what you need."
Right? We need this, or our family's not going to be able to. Now, if the bitch is fine, right? You're going to
Yeah,
be, most men, they're going to be like, all right, well,
we're gonna
fuck,
do it.
man, I can't lose my girl, bro. Like, listen, honey, if you don't take this chip for our family, then I'm leaving you.
Yeah, and guess what? That nigga's gonna fall. He's gonna fold up like a goddamn piece of bread.
Right.
And he's gonna.
All right, and many of you watching and listening right now, you're gonna take the mark of the beast, man. You're gonna
Con,
fucking take that mark, man, because of
con.
your fucking woman. Because if she's gonna promote it, she's gonna be the one to sell it to you.
Yeah, sell it off to you. She's gonna gift package it up,
Buy
wrap
that
it
shit,
up.
man. You're gonna be
Yeah,
pressured. You're gonna be like, fuck, man. I'm gonna lose my fucking girl. I'm gonna lose my family. I'm gonna lose everything to see the image of this beast, this American dream, the dream life. Most niggas want that shit so bad they're willing to do anything for it.
right. And
So
then
all
you
they got to do is take a chip, and they'll get a certain amount of money uploaded onto the card digitally, which is obviously what they were going to do with the stimulus package. So why is it so far fetched to say that that's not going to happen with a global currency?
and you know what's funny about it is, what those niggas lack? Faith.
That's right.
That's what the niggas lack because if your woman just if you man, fuck that. Hey, well then you can leave. I ain't if you got faith, okay, when you kick rocks, then fuck it.
Well, because most niggas be sitting around playing crazy taxi, eating fucking Cheetos, fucking, chilling out, playing the Xbox, fucking Call of Duty or some shit, or fucking PS5 or 4 or whatever the fuck is out. And
Right.
they playing that shit instead of reading the scriptures, because that's why they don't have faith. Faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of the Most High.
There you go.
By Hashem Yahweh Shai, man.
Yeah, so they lack faith, so they just gonna listen to their woman and they gonna take it. They're gonna take it, and that's gonna be it, and that's gonna be their ass, and they're gonna fall in that Revelation of 14th chapter, which is that which the Lord is gonna destroy your skinny.
All right, this bunch of lukewarm capitalize on that. They know that the women are lukewarm. Come on, they ain't even look. Man, listen, they just all together cold, man.
Cold, yeah,
They just
cold
cold as
beverage.
ice, man. Literally.
Yeah, straight up. I
Then you
got
got the
something real
men that are
quick.
lukewarm, and then you got the prophets, man, who's hot
Hot as fire.
hot as burning oil, man.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, good.
I got something. This is First Timothy 2 and verse 13. It says, "For Adam was first formed, and then Eve."
Whoa, hold up. What?
First Timothy 2 and verse 13. It says, "For Adam was first formed, then Eve."
Uh-huh.
Verse 14. "And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression."
Now, you think those devils don't know that?
Yep.
You don't think they know that? So how the fuck are they gonna go through? How are they gonna get to the man through the woman, just like happened last time? That's why we read Ecclesiastes 1:9. That which has been, that which shall be done. There's no new thing under the sun.
All right.
He's just
Right.
doing the same thing that he did in ancient Rome. It's the same exact thing. Look, you want the women, you want your girl, you're gonna have to do this. You want the program, you want the basket of bread and all this other shit that we giving out,
Well,
because we giving it out.
you
From
just
your
you got to
tax
do that.
money, by the way.
By the way.
From your money that you gave us, we're giving back to you to
Mm-hmm.
make you feel happy,
Yep.
to keep you under a spell of,
All
happiness and shit.
right. Come on.
Got to keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah, you got to keep up with the Joneses.
This is all a fucking intricate plot, man. It's very
Yeah.
simple, too. It's very easy. They know that people are led easily. They're sheep, and they're just led easily. That's it. It's not no big deal.
Yeah, that's it. They already know.
It's easy to control an Israelite. You just go to get his girl. Just like I said, they're saying in Jamaica, you can't get the parents, you get the kids.
Because you know what's funny about it is the pride of a man is his woman.
Right.
The woman,
The glory of a man.
the glory of a man is his woman. So what way to get to the man but through his woman?
That's right, man. That's right.
You
Now
know?
your glory is taken. So you're not glorious just standing alone. You're only glorious when you have your woman. You have when you have your, as they say, you have your shit together.
Yeah, that's right.
You got your shit together because you got all these women.
Right.
Or it's like you got your woman and you got your kids. I mean, what more? A lot of people will say, well, what more do you want? You have a wife, you have a kid, you have a house. You're good, right? You achieved that level. You're on a level.
Right.
You shouldn't be upset, right? Well,
Right.
this devil's not satisfied with that, and he knows how to break up that and disrupt that by, okay, let's fuck with the woman.
Right.
We're gonna get her to take that mark of the beast, the cashless society. We're gonna create a financial. I can't.
Hold on, let me see if I can get it.
Yeah, let's get that, because they like to use that word. We're in a pandemic. We're in an epidemic. We're in a crisis. All these words are being they play on words. This devil, it's just like coronavirus. The word virus is up in there, you know.
Right.
Something goes viral. It's infectious. It's all over the fucking place. Everybody's on it. So they're using the word virus as really part of that is to keep that in your mind. Coronavirus, coronavirus, the virus. Everywhere you go, somebody's got the virus.
And that's what they push off on these news, all these news media meaning middlemen, meaning outlets, and that's what they have the people watch. So if you keep replaying it and putting it into people's minds, and it stirs up what fear,
Right.
stirs up fear. So now the people are frightened and they're feared out of their damn mind, so they don't know what the hell to do.
Right.
Word crisis. It says a time of intense difficulty, trouble,
Intense.
or
Intense.
danger.
Intense difficulty, right?
Right, intense difficulty.
Intense. When something's intense, what happens? Do women deal well under pressure, brother?
No, they fold up
How come they're never elected as president?
because they would do something crazy to fuck up everything because they don't deal well with pressure.
Right. They can't deal with the intensity of leadership
Right.
because it's
That's
an
why,
intense thing, you know?
right. I got some synonyms real quick too: calamity,
Yep.
catastrophe,
Mm.
cataclysm,
Mm.
right? Emergency, disaster,
Ooh, disaster.
disaster.
They emergency you put there, right?
Right, emergency. Yeah,
You
gone.
said Slocky, yeah. Emergency. So they declared a state of emergency,
Right.
a crisis, a state of emergency in order to get government funding.
See that?
So that's how they do it, and that's why people, so you know, the governors, they actually declared a state of emergency because of the fact that they wanted to get that government funding. So the same thing on a mass level. Well, let's create a national emergency so then we got to
Right.
bring in more money. Now somebody's got to be reliant upon this money, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because without the money and the need of the money, that's why they say they got that saying, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer.
Right.
They're giving the tax cuts to the wealthy. 1% of people own the entire fucking economy, and about 99% don't.
Right. Con.
They have no say in anything, but 1% is running the entire economy. So, which is fucking bananas. That's the problem with this capitalist society. It
Right.
presses down those people on the bottom real fucking hard, man.
That's right. That's right, brother.
And that's the way that they bring it in. So the crisis brings about a need for a solution.
Mm-hmm.
And the solution is simple. We're going to get these women that are now running households now. They're no longer relying on the men because the men going to play that shit.
Nah.
They're going to figure out some other kind of way. They're rugged. They don't give a fuck. But if the woman's at the helm, this is going to
Mm-hmm.
be an easy thing.
It could be easy to pass off.
This is going to be an easy thing. They can vote.
Right.
They can vote. They're going to vote it in. Hey, look, we did a mass vote for women, single women with kids.
Yep.
They voted for this.
Right.
They want these dainties. They want the royal dainties of America. They want to keep up with the Joneses. They want to keep up their image. You know,
Right.
that's like
Mm-hmm.
people who put themselves in debt who buy cars. I never understood this. You know, they instead of buying a car outright, they go and lease a vehicle or they finance a vehicle. Slovakia. They don't even lease it because that'd be kind of intelligent, but they finance the vehicle
Right.
and they got to pay back so much fucking money and then car repairs on top of a car payment, and they put themselves in debt, and it's mainly women that do shit like that, man.
That's right, brother.
They just want to live up to a standard so they look like they're cool. They don't give a fuck as long as the payment's low,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
they think they're doing their thing, you know.
That's right.
So, but yeah, that's how they do it. That's the trickery of this goddamn Edomite. You know, that's how he's gonna run it, man.
Hey, go back to Psalms 83. Go back to Psalms 80. Yeah, go back to
Phone is
Psalms
stuck.
83.
Hold on.
Oh, hold on. I got it. I got it if
Yeah,
you
so
can't.
phone is
Yeah,
fucking completely stuck.
I got it. I got it. I'll go back to it. Psalms 83. Actually, we bring out the old Bible. We bring out the old Bible, man.
Where you get
You
that
gotta, you gotta,
1949?
you gotta rely on the old Bible.
Where you got that old dusty old Bible from
Yeah,
1955?
This is Psalm.
Go ahead, Doc.
This is Psalms 83. We'll start back at 1. It says, keep not thy silence, O power, and hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power.
Mm,
For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head, right? They become proud against us,
right.
right?
Yep.
It says, verse 3, it says, they have taken crafty counsel, which we broke that down,
Mm-hmm.
against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones, which is the Israelites. People and hidden ones are the same people, meaning Israelites.
Right.
Right? In verse 4, it says, and they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. Right? Take us, Jeremiah 17 and 4. Break us down in slavery.
Right.
Give us those bywords and proverbs names going back to Deuteronomy the 28th chapter, which was prophesied.
That's right.
Right? It says that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Right now, henceforth, what we call ourselves, blacks, Dominicans, Haitians, Puerto Ricans, Jamaicans, and so on and so forth. The remembrance of being called the nation of Israel is no longer in our mind.
Right.
Right? It says, verse 5, it says, for they have consulted together with one consent. Right? They consulted together with one consent, all the rest of these nations,
Mm-hmm.
from Edom all the way down.
Right.
Right? Because all of them are enemies regardless. Tabernacles of Edom, that tribe that hate us, the head nation that hate us is Edom the most. And then you got the Ishmaelites, which that they hate us too, because Ishmael is the brother of who? Ishmael was the brother of who? There you go, Isaac.
Right.
Right. So it says of Moab and of the Hagareans, Gabal and Ammon. Right. Ammon is who? You know, let's be real. Gabal, you got Ammon, you got Amalek. Amalek is the grandson of Esau, Edom. Amalekites, they hate us. We had beef with the Philistines. They hate us. Goes back. That's a long extended beef. So they hate us as well. Okay? And Amalek being the grandson of Esau, Edom, is definitely that hatred right there because they cahoot with one another. All right? It said the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashar also is joined with them, and they have hope in the children of Lot, Salah. You see? So basically, this whole scripture is going into how much these devils, all these other nations, hate us and have a hatred against us and confederate against us and want to see our destruction.
That's right, brother. Yeah, exactly, man. And then it's all together. And that's with one world government, all with one consent. Of many one. A pluribus unum. That's
That dollar bill.
on the dollar bill, dollar bill. And why is American or Slovakia English is the international travel language? Why is that? Because in America,
Right.
all the fucking nations are in America. It's the melting pot. All the nations are drunken of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Revelation 18. It's all amidst, it's all spread, all that wine, all the philosophy, all the way of all people joining as one. Is that's an American, which is an Edomite way of living. Oh, we can all just be one. And why do you want to be one? Because your ass was cast out.
Right.
You was
And they,
cast out from Cain. Remember you was Cain?
yeah.
You was cast the fuck out with a mark on you, man. And nobody go near you, man.
Right.
Leave that, cut this guy off. Block him off.
And you know what's funny about it is we figured your ass out. We figured out who your ass is through the spirit and power, and from learning from our elders and our apostles and reading into the scripture, we found out who the devil is, and it's the so-called white man, the East or Edom, the Edomites. As a matter of fact, let's go to let's go to First Thessalonians to get in. Hold on. No, Second Thessalonians, and start at verse 3. I got it. I'll bring it out, brother.
Oh, Salaki, bro.
I got it. Second Thessalonians, chapter 2 and verse 3. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first. Right? And that falling away was not knowing our heritage, not knowing who we are as a people. And we fell away. We fell away even from the Most High. We fell away from the law, statutes, and commandments,
Right.
you know, and things of that nature. And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Son of perdition means what? The son of destruction. And that man of sin is who? Esau, Edom, so-called white man. right?
Right.
It says, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God, right? When you put up that image, Caesar Borgia image, okay, that Caesar Borgia image, trying to be like the Most High, setting up what you call his way of religion, religio, right?
Yeah,
It says
his way to restrain people. You know,
his way to restrain people.
because that's
It
what that
says,
is. You know.
yeah, it says God that or that he that is worship, so that he is Salakia, so that he as a God sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is God, meaning everybody got to come to him and bow down to him to everything,
Right. He's the power.
right?
He's the one that you
He's
need to go through in order to succeed.
right. Now hold on, I'm gonna get precept off for that real
Like
quick.
the slave
I'm gonna,
master. You know,
yeah, come on.
the
I'm
puppet
gonna get
master, man.
a
Esau,
puppet
Big
master,
Daddy
Esau,
E.
Big Daddy E. And I'm gonna get a precept off of that
And
to where
there's
he
lots
says
of
this.
movies about that too, where like women are fucked up in the game and they just need help, man, and they need money, and they're willing to do anything to do it. I mean, they will compromise their morals. They will sell their body in order to feed their family. So what do you think they're gonna do? You don't think they'll take a microchip?
Yeah, they're gonna do it.
That's easy, man.
They're gonna do it.
That's easy work. Oh, so all I gotta do is just take this little microchip, please. Come on, man. Listen,
Easy. I
you
got
could
I,
have came up with something better than that.
I got something real quick, and then I'll go back to that. This is Isaiah 14 and verse 13. It says, "For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven." Right? There's space programs. They're setting up their eyes in the sky. Right? Like the Most High. The scriptures say the Most High's eyes is 10 times brighter than the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So he sees everything. Okay? It says, "For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven, and I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High." Right? I will exalt my throne, meaning that eye in the sky, that camera, that satellites,
Oh, you talking about
all
the
of those
space? You
things
talking
like
about the
that.
Space Force, brother?
Space Force, space program. They can see everything. They got everybody on lock. Like the Most High got eyes on everything. Right? Because of the angels. The angels are the Most High's eyes, and then obviously the Most High is watching.
Right.
you know. But let's keep going here. It says, "I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High, and I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation." And what is a congregation? Meaning, a congregation means with everybody together,
Right.
right? It says, "In the sides of the north." Where we at? Side of the north, right?
North America.
North America, right? And it says, "I will ascend above the heights of the clouds, and I will be like the Most High." Right? I will be like the Most High. Meaning he's playing what you call God on the earth. Okay, he's playing the Most High, trying to be like the Heavenly Father on the earth, which everybody got to bow down to him.
That's right.
You see? So let's go back here to Second Thessalonians, the second chapter, and let's go back to the verse 4. It said, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called, or that is worshipped, so that he is God, that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God, meaning he's portraying himself to be a higher power.
That's
Okay?
right.
Meaning you got to bow down to him. Caesar Borgia's image is where it started. Okay, it says, "Remember ye not that when I was with you, I told you these things." And this is basically Yahweh Shai speaking, right?
Right.
This is basically Yahweh Shai in a sense of speaking. "Remember, I told you these things when I was with you, right? And now ye know what withholdeth that." This is Paul's writings. Withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time. This is what Paul is saying. All right. Only he who now letteth will let, right? And the he that he's talking about is Yahweh Shai. The letteth will let until he be taken out of the way, meaning until his rulership is ultimately destroyed off the face of the earth. Right? Verse 8 says, and then shall the wicked be released to us. And it says, and he shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. And the brightness of his coming is when he turns back on the earth. All right. Even it says, verse 9, it says, "Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan," right? The spiritual counterpart, the physical counterpart of Satan is Esau, Edom. the so-called white man.
Yup.
All right, with all power and signs and lying wonders, because that's what this devil comes with. All power, signs, and lying wonders. His speech, his TVs, everything, everything that he comes with is all centered around that. It says, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish because they receive not the love of the truth and that they might be saved. And we giving them the truth, but our people have been deceived by the so-called white man, so they don't accept the truth.
Right. And this is a faith based thing, man. You know,
Correct.
the title is faith based, and Israelites, and we are. It's all by faith. But faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of the Most High. And you got to have spiritual ears to hear too. So it's not just oh yeah, man, I've been listening to the word all day, yeah, but you're really retaining it though.
Right.
It still ain't meant for you. You know, you could listen to the Bible all day long. You could read the Bible all day long and still not know what the fuck is going on.
Right.
And I mean to rhyme with that, but that's the way it go down.
Yeah.
Because you got to
Because
discern it, man. If you don't have spiritual eyes to hear, or so like your eyes to see and ears to hear, a hand to clench, you're not going to be able to grasp this, man.
right. Because you got to figure at the time. And I'm gonna go back at the time when Yahweh Shai was on the earth. Yahweh Shai, when Yahweh Shai was on the earth, and the disciples that were following him, they understood that the Roman Empire was wicked. They understood that it was wicked, but they didn't really grasp that the white man, the so-called white man, was really the devil. You know, Yahweh Shai really basically brought it out in a sense, like, you know, in a sense, like, yo, this man he is the wicked, but they didn't really understand it. They didn't understand it fully. Now we understand it back in this time that the white man is the devil. The so-called white man is the devil. He is the wicked that the Bible speaks of.
The
And
scripture
there's no,
say the wicked be revealed, you know?
that's why he said the wicked shall be revealed in his time. And he's being revealed right now to the whole mass of people, but they don't want to comprehend what we're saying. They taking it as we saying, they taking it as a joke. What we saying is a joke. That's what they saying. That, oh, nah, they don't know what they talking about. Them niggas is lying. That's what they saying.
Yeah, you're just a
They lying.
conspiracy theory nut. That's all
Yeah,
you are.
he's a conspiracy theory nut. They read out of a Bible that was written 2,000 years ago. That's a damn lie, written by the white man. Well,
Right.
hold up. If the Bible was written by the white man, why would the so-called white man tell on himself in a book that was written by him?
Well, who pushes that? Remember that guy, Polite?
Right,
He pushes, well, that's a white man's book, and that's what they gave you, and isn't it? And that, you know, they fund people like that, are funded and set up. Now, why are they
right,
set up, man? Because if you set those people up, right,
right,
then they just do the work. They can work easier for you. People like Martin Lucifer Coon and all them other people.
which,
That's so
yep,
easy, man. Hey, look, let's give them some leaders. Let's make them think like they gonna lead something,
right,
and they're gonna do the deceiving with the different philosophies, the doctrines, and everything like that. They're not even gonna know what's going on no more. You see, and that's
right,
kind of how they're doing it. You know.
right. And the whole thing of Martin Luther. What is it? What was it called back then? Martin Luther King.
Civil rights shit.
Yeah, the civil rights movement. That was all set up. That was all set up. That was all set up to divide. Really, it was set up by the banker families. So they set Martin King up. They set him up, right, and they put him in that position to create that chaos.
I mean, he
All
was
right.
right there with Evelyn Rothschild.
Yeah.
That
They
guy's a
can't. He was
devil,
right there.
man. You can look at
Yeah,
him and tell he's a devil.
sat right there with Evelyn Rothschild. So that's how you know that in really all that civil rights movement is really a goddamn setup. And all you so-called damn Negroes that believe that shit was just because Negroes was wanted. Nah, man. That was all set up. Okay? It was all set up. They gave the power into Martin Luther King's hands to set it up that way.
What I don't think
Okay?
with the that's just the white man's book. That type of those are just stories. That's just that. That's like yeah, it's just conspiracy theories. We're telling you the plain real truth. People know what's going on, but the people that know what's going on,
Right.
these people, these devils ain't worried about them because they're like,
Right.
man, listen, nobody's gonna believe them motherfuckers. Everybody's gonna think they're crazy.
Right.
We're just gonna have one of them. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna stage somebody to come after somebody so that they think all of them is out of their mind.
That's right.
Just that's what they did with that thing. Remember that synagogue attack?
Con.
With that fake ass motherfucker who supposedly probably went to the IGJC school maybe one time in his life, and
Right.
And now all of a sudden he's part of that church and everything, and then he's a Hebrew Israelite, and everybody's a black Hebrew Israelite now.
Yeah, that's
They're a
crazy.
bunch of crazies. That's what they are. A bunch of crazies, I tell you. And then nobody wants to listen to you because all you got to do is shout, "That guy's out of his fucking mind."
Right.
Takes all the credibility out of the guy.
Got a scripture real quick.
All
This
right.
is Isaiah 25:7. It says, "And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations." There you have it, right? So he's going to destroy in this mountain. The mountain is what? Esau's mountain, meaning his high government, right? Because the high government has what you call because the word government means what you call ruler of mind, right? Ruler of mind, meaning it takes over, it tells you, it dictates to you what is and what isn't.
Right.
You see, and the Lord said, He said, it says, and He will destroy in this mountain, meaning He's going to destroy this government. He's going to take it down. The face of the covering cast over all the people, meaning He's going to reveal the truth unto them,
Right.
right? Reveal the truth of who you are through men on the highways and byways, and that's been happening that's been happening for a long time, for a very long time, starting with Albert Bivens,
Right. And the
right?
mirth, and they prophesied that the mirth of this place was going to go down. And look at now,
Right.
just in 6.6 million jobless claims in the United States. Record. Just in.
That's crazy.
This just in.
Due to what you call a so-called crisis or so-called coronavirus.
Emergency crisis and emergency relief fund and all this other shit. And you know what's funny? Somebody was doing a thing. They was like, "Yo, why do you need military tanks to fucking feed people food and shit? Like, what the fuck is you doing? Like, why are you bringing out tanks and putting military soldiers with guns out here if we're fighting a virus?"
I'll tell you why. I got a scripture.
What the fuck?
I'll
What the fuck is that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why the fuck are the military here to help us with an infection, virus infection, with guns?
let me
What are you
see
gonna
if I
shoot the infection? What are you gonna do, man?
let me see if I can
Are you about
find
to
it.
shoot and fire at that infection, man? No, of course not. They setting up the fucking whole shit so they get everything in place. They're setting up the infrastructure so they could get the tanks in. They're cleaning up the little places to where the tanks can't go to, so they can take over shit and they can run things, man.
Right. I
Read the
got you
book.
right
That's
here.
exactly what's going on. You know. So,
I
go ahead,
got
brother.
you right here. This is Isaiah 58. Actually, it's no Salaki, Isaiah 59. And verse 19. And so it says, "So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the east, from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun, when the enemy shall come in like a flood. The spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him." Right. So the enemy is about to come in like a flood. Henceforth, while they bringing out these tanks, they about to bring everybody into a concentration camp. That's the point of it. FEMA concentration camps is on their mind. RFID microchips are to be handed out, and death sentences through the guillotines and through torture rooms, waterboard slidings, and everything else according to that. They're about to come in like a flood.
Right, and they
And they
set it
set
up with a fake ass coronavirus. You know.
right, and they setting the people up. That's like right. Me and you playing basketball, right? And I run down the court and I go, "Yo, bro, throw that alley oop."
Right.
I'm you setting me up for an alley oop so I can dunk it on your ass,
Right.
right? And that's what these devils are doing. They setting the people up, right? By pushing off a crisis or a pandemic, right? Because pan meaning all throughout global. The word pan means global,
Mm.
right? Endemic meaning what? An outbreak of something,
Right.
right? So what they doing is that's how they pushing it. Okay, to get everybody's ass. Yo, listen, we about to haul these people off into a concentration camp. We're putting up the 5G towers, right? We're gonna push off the RFID microchip, and they're gonna be slaves underneath us, and there's nothing that they can do about it.
Yeah, Khan, that's right. That's basically in a nutshell what's going on, and you know, definitely, coming up with these programs and shit, you're a slave, man. It's just too easy for this devil. It's too easy, man.
Right.
It's too easy, man. Come up with the crisis, give you the solution.
Right. Or add chaos. Because they're gonna know you put something out of order, all right, and then you're gonna actually Salakia, you create the chaos and you have the people ask for order.
Right. Now,
Now the people gonna
and in these times, brothers need to have faith. You have to have faith, man.
right.
This is a mandatory thing. You have to have faith. Because if you do not have faith, you're not going to make it, man. And you have to understand, you have to believe in the name of Bashem Yahushai, which is everything he represents. Everything that the Lord, all the righteousness, all the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Lord through faith that are able to be kept. Okay? Because you can't keep the whole law, because if technically, what are we supposed to do to people who are homosexual? You already know what we're supposed to do according to the law, but can we do that? Can you keep the law, brother? No, you can't.
Nah, nah, you can't do it to
You
them because
can't
you'll
do
have.
that, man. You will be arrested.
Mm-hmm,
If you keep the
mm-hmm.
laws of God, you will be arrested here in America, man.
So yeah,
How is that?
especially trying to keep the full laws of the Most High, it's not gonna happen. You can keep the certain ones that you can, but the full laws of the Most High not
Not
happening.
possible, man. Not possible. That's why you
Not
gotta have
happening.
faith in Yahweh Shai, man. That's
Oh,
why
I
the
got
Lord got a certain elect that he's got chosen for mercy, man. That's it. Though. So,
I got a scripture for you, brother.
yep.
This is Isaiah 57 and verse 20 and 21. Now listen to this right here. It says, but the wicked, now we know who the wicked is.
Mm-hmm.
The wicked is Esau, Edom. I'm going to go and get Malachi 1. But it says, Isaiah, back in Isaiah 57 and 20 and 21, it says, but the wicked are like the troubled sea. Right? Because when a troubled sea is, it can rest. Is it the most high? Right? So it says, but are like the troubled sea, when it cannot rest, whose waters cast up mud and dirt.
Mm.
There is no peace, saith my power to the wicked. There is no peace, saith the Most High. Right? To the wicked. The wicked is always on the move. They always got a plan. You see, that's what that scripture is saying. The wicked always got a plan. Like the sea, it never rests. It's always going.
Right.
It always on the move. It can never stay still unless somebody makes it still.
Right.
Right? And who has the power to do that? The Most High has the power to take down these devils. Henceforth, why I say this, let's go here to this scripture real quick. Give me this scripture real quick. This is Psalms 75 and 7. But the Most High is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another. See, he's going to put down one, which is Esau, Edom, and this wicked ass regime society, which is America, Babylon the Great, and he's going to put up the righteous, starting with our big brother Yahweh Shai, which we are the heirs with we're heirs with Yahweh and joy, man. So
Right. Well, actually, give me Romans 10 and 9 real quick.
Oh, you want that?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Romans 10 and 9. This is Romans 10 and verse 9. It says that if thou shalt confess with thy mouth the Lord Yahweh Shai, and shall believe in thine heart that the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai have raised him from the dead, thou shalt be saved.
You get the word confess?
Confess? Con.
Yeah.
You want me to get it in the
Blue
letter?
letter. Yeah.
All right, con.
Because if you confess the name, we gotta talk about how to be saved. Because a lot of brothers are like, damn, what the fuck, what's going on? How do I get out of this?
Right.
We're showing you, man, how to be saved. You gotta confess the name of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You gotta believe that the Lord Yahweh Shai rose from the grave, and Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, rose him up from the grave, man.
Right.
You gotta believe that, man. You gotta believe that. Blessed is he that hath believed and yet has not seen, man. Yahweh Shai said, if you had the faith of but a mustard seed, man, about the size of a grain of a mustard seed, which is real small, you can't even put it in your hand really like that, man. It can't
Right.
even fall out of your hand. It's so small. All right.
Con.
But with the faith of the grain of a mustard seed, you'll be able to do miracles, man. You'll be able to throw mountains, he's saying, basically, man. You'll be able to pluck up a mountain, man. That's how incredible it is to have small faith. Just a small amount of faith. And the elect is a small number, man. 1/3 of the nation of Israel. Listen, 2/3 of Israel is a gigantic number. These people have no idea what's coming to them, man. These people are going to be in for a rude awakening, man. When the Lord kills them, man, he's going to destroy their ass. And they are not ready for the pain that's going to happen, man. They have no idea what's happening, man.
I got it right here, brother.
Go ahead.
This is for the word confess, G3670 Gale, right? And it says to say, I'm gonna read them all. I'm just gonna read them all down.
Yep.
All right. It says to say the same thing as another, i.e., to agree with a set, to coincide or to concede, right?
Yep.
Not to refuse, to promise, not to deny, to confess, declare, to confess, i.e., to admit or declare oneself guilty of what one is accused of, to profess, to declare openly, speak out freely, to profess oneself the worshiper of one.
Right. So you have to profess. You have to preach the Lord, man.
Right.
You got to go out here and talk about the Lord, man.
Right.
And the scriptures say that you should be converting people and that they should be able to teach others also.
Right.
And how you going to teach? By preaching the scriptures, by going out there and reading the scriptures.
That's right, brother.
Breaking down the scriptures.
That's right. Giving them the full truth.
Yeah, breaking down the full thing. So anybody that listens to this broadcast, they know the deal. Like, we told you what's going to happen. So,
right.
We told you how to get out of it too, which is to believe in Yahweh Shai with all your heart, all your mind, all your strength. Confess the name of the Lord. Believe in Yahweh Shai, the guy who they call Jesus Christ, the Lord.
Right.
I'll say this. The guy that they set up as Jesus is not Jesus. It's Yahweh Shai HaMashiach.
Right.
All right. That's the Hebrew name of the Lord. And he said his own name in the Hebrew, Acts 26:14.
Yeah.
He said his own name out of the clouds in the Hebrew tongue, which at that time, any language could have been spoken. The official language at that time was Greek.
Yeah, at that time. That's right.
Why didn't he just talk to Paul in Greek? No, because the Hebrew is the original language. That's the Lashawan Kodash, the holy language.
Except the holy tongue.
The holy tongue. The tongue is a language. When you speak in tongues, you're speaking in languages.
Right.
You're not languages, not fucking should have bought a Honda.
Should have bought a
Honda.
Yeah, that's
not that. It's actually speaking either Spanish or speaking Italian or German or whatever the fuck you were speaking. An actual tongue, a language.
Yeah, because what they doing that's all demons. That's a demon.
Like you're just saying absolutely nothing because you want to seem so deep to be able to confuse somebody else who hears you, which technically you're supposed to have an interpreter.
Right.
I was going to say that. What the fuck you just said.
Right.
And how you going to interpret something that don't mean nothing.
That's right, brother.
That's where those people are cut off. Block him off. Do me a favor, brother. Block him off.
So the point of this video, brothers, is that the mark of the beast is nigh. It's at hand. Okay, we might have went into different other topics, but the point of the video is that the mark of the beast is at hand.
Right.
It's at hand, and the way they do it is through a woman, majority of women, especially to an Israelite man. Yeah. Because why? The glory of an Israelite man is the woman.
Right.
So that's the way they get the men, because the men fall hard for their woman.
Right.
He loves the woman,
Right. They sure do, and they figured that one out real quick because it's been given to them to do that. They're the wicked.
Right.
So they know how to make you trip up, man. Because it's been given to them. It's not because they're better than you, because the Lord made it that way, man.
That's right, and this all plays back. This all goes back to Genesis, man. This whole surrounding of thing goes back to Genesis, to where these devils want their blessing back. they want their blessing back. This is what this all is, and the hatred towards the Israelites, it stems way back then, and it's happening now,
Right. They
and
want that
it's
empire back.
happening. The rulers of the earth, and so now they're forcing their way to rule the earth when they know the real rulers of the earth are the Israelites.
That's right, brother.
See,
Hey, you like that, brother?
you like that, brother? It wasn't about truth.
Hey, I gotta shut my phone off in order to exit this. So
Okay, Khan, brother.
yeah,
Hey,
I gotta fucking like completely shut the whole shit off.
all right, so we're gonna end it right there.
Yeah,
We're
with
gonna
that being stated, I'm gonna give all the praise, honor, and the glory unto Yahweh Bashem
help
Yahweh
out Shemi
Shai,
Awashai,
Bashem
Bashem
Harakakadash.
Awakak
You could close out, brother. Go ahead.
Hey, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Greatmillstone, and well, peace and blessings and citation to the hopeful elect, the Bayah, Dawadah, the house of David, abide but ball, stay strong, brothers.
That's
You
right. We
know,
almost up this motherfucker, man. Yeah,
that's it.
shalom to you brothers out there that stay strong. And hey, we might come back with another one later, Lord willing. We'll see.
Lord willing, Shalom, Akim.
Shalom, brothers.
Shalom.
All right, shalom, Mark.
Shalom,